Hey guys, in this video I'll be teaching you how to use your camera angles and draw some basic shapes using Sketchup. When you first open Sketchup, you'll get a window that looks something like this. It won't be identical unless you're using Sketchup Make, but it should look something pretty similar to this. It really doesn't matter which version you're using, as they all work pretty much the same. To start, click Start using Sketchup. Now, you won't get this window unless you've used SketchUp before. What you should get is a list of different templates and measurements that you can use to draw your objects on. You should have feet in inches, meters, and millimeters to decide from. It doesn't matter which you use, but I prefer to use millimeters as it's the most accurate. You should then end up with something like this as your workspace, and a nice woman standing near the center point. Now the important thing to remember is you want to work from these lines as much as possible. This is called the axis, and the blue line goes straight up and the red and green ones are all perpendicular to each other. To start, let's start using some of the camera tools. So first we've got the zoom tool, which should look like a magnifying glass. What you can do is you can click on a point, drag the cursor up to zoom in, and drag it down to zoom out. What you can also do is, if you're using a mouse or a trackpad, you can scroll in and scroll out, going up and down respectively. Next tool is the orbit tool, and this allows you to move around a point. In this case we're moving around the woman. You can also move the other way, and you can also move up and down. Cool. Next tool we have is the pan tool, and that allows us to move side to side. Get another angle on this. So we can so if you wanted to look along a wall, you can just use this pan tool to easily see the whole length of it if it's too big for the screen. Cool. Last tool we have to look around is the top, bottom, front, left views. I'm going to use the hotkeys for this, as it would make things much quicker. So we've got Command 1 or Control 1 if you're using Windows. Top view, can't really see much. Command 2 is bottom view. 3 is front. 4 is back. 5 is left. 6 is right. And 7 is a view between somewhere in between. Cool. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn about some of the basic shapes we can use. Start with a rectangle. I always like to start from origin, as it's an easy point to work with. Now down the bottom right you can see the dimensions of the shape. As we move out, the dimensions get bigger, and as we go in, the dimensions get smaller. So at the moment we've got a just over 4 meters square. But what if we wanted to make it exactly 4 meters? Well, what we can do is click from the origin again, click somewhere else, delete everything there, and type 4,000, 4,000. And this is basically telling us that this line here is 4 meters and this line here is 4 meters. We can check this by using a tape measure. As it says in the bottom right, 4 meters. We can do the same here, which also says 4 meters. Cool. Next tool is going to be the circle tool. Clear the workspace up. Working from origin again. And this time, instead of saying dimensions, it says radius, which means the distance between the pencil and the origin is currently 3.2 meters. Now, if we wanted to create a circle that had exactly 1 meter in radius, we do what we did with the rectangle, except we don't put a comma, because there's only one dimension we're using. Now if we grab our tape measure, origin, because that's where we started the circle from, And as you can see here, 1 meter. That's all for the first video.